Proud of myself. But yes, without further ado, this is what I've created. So I don't know. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brooke McQuaid and I'm 25 years old from Perth, Western Australia. In today's video, we're going to talk all things self-development, manifestation, and I'm gonna make a little vision board. So grab a nice drink, put on some comfy clothes, because this is going to be a pretty chilled video. Get some snacks too if you want, maybe something a little healthier than the chicken crispy shapes. But yeah, I thought that would just have a pretty chilled chit chat video, and I'll make a vision board. Maybe it'll inspire you to look at what you want to do and what you want to manifest with your life. And yeah, let's get started. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not be aware, but I'm currently enrolled in a 7-week self-development course. It is called the Rise and Conquer Project, and it's by Georgie Stevenson. If you don't know what any of that information is, I'll leave it in the description below so that you can look it up and look at her Instagram if you'd like to. She's an incredible person. She has a podcast, and it's just a course to teach us about manifesting and really leveling ourselves up and, working out, being really clear on what we want in our lives and being set that we can get there. So if you're anything like me, when I do a course or anything where I have to be organized, my first thing is that I have to go to Officeworks and I have to pick up some things. So I'll insert some footage of when I went to Officeworks. But yeah, I've really got to have the stationery and the aesthetic there to get me in the right mindset. So I thought I'll just show you what I picked up first. So I've picked up a pink Libra Arch file, and this is where I keep the little workbooks that we get given. So far I've got week 1 and week 2 in there, so that's what's in that. I've then got my little notebook. So this, hopefully it'll pick up on the camera, it's like a pink leather bound little notebook that says Boss Lady, and I thought that this kind of, when I read it, I'll be feeling like a boss that I can be. So that's why I've got that. I've already taken some notes in there from the first module, and yeah, love that. The next thing I got is actually really, really cool, and this is also from Officeworks. Let me take it out of its little packet. So it's this Happy Chappie journal. So in this journal, it just helps you to really reflect on your day and things that made you smile during the day, because there's not every day is good, but there's always good in your day. So for example, it asks you the good deeds that you did during the day. Today you smiled because, how can I share my happiness with others? And then planning for happiness, I'll make tomorrow awesome by. And then it also makes you reflect on things that make you unhappy, things that make you feel happy and inspired, how you can remove unhappiness, and things that cause belly laugh moments. So I got this, and I just thought that would be a really nice book just to get me to reflect. And sometimes you can get stuck in a rut and you forget all the good that's happening around you. So that's what I picked that up for. If it's not already becoming apparent, I have a very clear aesthetic. It's like the pink pastel-y colors. That's my kind of vibe. Then got myself a weekly planner, which admittedly I haven't been good at using the week just gone, but I love that I have that there, and I think it'll really help me seeing everything visualized down on a page. So I love that. I'm not really good at putting things in my phone, so that's for me. Got some highlighters, and I got pastel ones because absolutely, I love pastels. I picked up this, which I'm super excited about. So it's called the Felt Memo Board, and this is from Officeworks as well, and this is what I plan to create my vision board on today, and some little pins to go with that, and again they're the pastel pins just to follow the aesthetic. And I did also get a sticker book. Where's that? And last but not least, I got this sticker book, and I'll just show you what it says inside, because I really like that. I've already used some of the stickers, so let me find a page with anything. So it's got stickers that say things like, boss lady, it always seems impossible until it's done, you can totally do this, nothing works unless you do. So hopefully on the camera that's picking up. So I guess it's like a little self-affirmation sticker book, and I really like this. I've already used it heaps. I like to use it when I'm doing my notes during my module, and I think that I'll put it on my vision board, some of the stickers as well. So yeah, that's what I got for the course. Let's get into the vision board. So in the first week, like our little workbook, it really made us reflect on who we want to be, like what kind of version of ourselves do we want to manifest. And the key thing is that you have to try to visualize that you're already in that position. So for me, one of my biggest things going into this course that I want to manifest is my YouTube channel growth. I also want to be healthier in terms of fitness and what I eat, work-life balance, things like that. And then I had to visualize someone or myself as that person and what their day-to-day life looks like, what they eat, what they wear, when they wake up, what their daily routine is. So yeah, that's what I had to do. We had to also reflect on what our core beliefs are and like our limiting beliefs, so things that hold us back. If you haven't seen, I have a couple of videos of mental health. So I do suffer from mental health illness. Through therapy, I've also done CBT, which is kind of similar in terms of you realize what your core beliefs about yourself are. So a few of mine are that sometimes I think I'm not good enough, I compare myself to others too much, so I don't see the worth in myself as I do in others, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really excited to put that all out, put it on page, and then really manifest what I want to be. So I should stop talking and we should start getting into the vision board. So a vision board is obviously your vision, so there's no right and wrong way to create one, but obviously like my first step would be going and getting whatever you want to create it on. You might want to just print one out and make it digital. You might want to do what I'm doing, which is like a pin-up board, because then I can actually change it as if my values change, if what I want changes, etc. Or you might, I don't know, do a poster, anything. So next, I really focused on what I wanted, and I did all that reflection and all the journaling, and then I had to visualize it. So in the course book we actually draw what we want, and then I've gone online and searched for the things that I wanted. So I have like a bunch of pictures here that are things that I want to manifest, and I thought it would be nice to like cut them all out and talk you through my manifestations. I feel like if I put out to the world and to you guys like the things that I want to manifest, that the universe will listen and the things will land on my lap. So I thought it would be nice too to like show you kind of the things that I've printed and then talk you through what they are. So the first thing that I've got is like this little tattoo. I'm hoping you can see that. So this tattoo is really symbolic to me. It's you can Google it. I think it's called a snowdon, but it's a symbol of a girl growing. So the little flowers here symbolize growth. I wanted this tattoo for over a year, and it's on my goal for this year is to get this tattoo on my arm just here. But yeah, I realized maybe to you a tattoo might be a bit weird to put on your vision board, but this is incredibly symbolic to me. So I love that. So I'm just gonna pin that where I want and play with it. But yeah, I'll just put you on a time lapse for a bit whilst I cut some images out. By the way, you can get your images just printed out at Officeworks if you don't have a printer like I didn't. Yeah. But it's time to go. I guess like a little bit of a backstory of like maybe why I'm so into this at the moment, self-development, why it's so close to my heart, etc. is, if you haven't seen the mental health videos, which I encourage you to go and have a watch of, because I talk about removing stigma and my own challenges with mental health, which I think is important conversations to have. But essentially, in a very like 1 minute recap, last year I had some really bad things happen in my life. Very long story, but yeah, very bad things. And it was kind of that make or break point. Like, I definitely could have let those things break me, and that's not to say that for a while they didn't break me. Like, it's not here to say that it was easy and it was an overnight thing. But yeah, it was a point in my life where I could either be sad about it forever and be miserable and crumble, I guess, or I could level up. I could recognize my strength, how much I can overcome, and really focus on myself, put myself first for once, and just put a lot of energy into rebuilding myself, but also not even just rebuilding myself, like reinventing myself, I guess. So like working out what it is I want in life and starting to get really clear in that. I think a lot of us can operate in fear, like we don't want to do things because we fear the failure or we fear the unknown and unexpected. But again, last year going through a lot of things, I went through a lot of unseen things, like unexpected things, and it really, I guess, it was a bit sad, but it taught me that you might try to protect yourself and live safe, but there are going to be bad things out there that do still get you. So why don't you live authentically and true to yourself, unafraid of failure and unafraid of anything like that? So yeah, I encourage you to do some self-reflection, maybe during this video or afterwards, and just get really clear on what you would like to achieve in your life. And I think it's really nice talking about it to other people. I think people can use it to keep themselves accountable and yeah, start conversations. I would love to know in the description below that if you are into manifesting, what kind of techniques you do, or even like, I guess, anything self-development or self-reflection. Doesn't have to be manifesting, but if you like to journal, I'd love to know like what kind of techniques you do, if you're kind of into yoga, anything like self-development and self-care. We should get the conversation started, and I would love to know, because I'm here to encourage everybody. Alright, so I've just cut all my little images out, which actually took a lot longer than I expected. I think I've probably printed too many, I'll be honest, but that's okay. It's better to have like more goals than less goals. So I thought before I do the creative side, I thought that it'd be nice to share what I've printed and the visions that are going onto my vision board, the things I want to manifest, what I want to achieve, all those kind of things. So the first one is just this little image with little balloons in the background. So for me, this symbolizes travel. So I love to travel. So I actually have two. So I have a little one on a plane there. So hopefully when the world is allowed to travel again, I'll be able to travel. I think if you've watched my Q&A, getting to know me video, you'll know that I'm actually terrified of flying, like absolutely irrational fear, but I love to travel, so I never let that stop me. I'd love to go to New Zealand and South Korea, I think would be next on my list. But yeah, so that's what those two symbolize. Next I have like a little, I've gone for the pink aesthetic again, but it's a little Instagram logo. A big goal of mine this year is, and going forward, is to grow my online presence. I'd love to make YouTube a side hustle of mine, and with YouTube I'd like to do the same with Instagram, so grow my Instagram. So that's what that one is. Next I have this little quote that unfortunately it printed blurry, but it says, "Another woman's beauty is not in the absence of your own." I really love this quote because I think I mentioned before, but I am very insecure. I compare myself a lot to other people. So if I see another woman that I perceive as more beautiful or is more successful, I can often put myself down. So I think that that's a quote to really remind me that everybody can be beautiful. So next I have the little tattoo again that I spoke about at the start. Then we have this little person doing some yoga in the sunset. So for me, this symbolizes mindfulness. I really want to get into a morning routine. So I've also got start a morning routine there. And as part of my morning routine, I'd like to do stretches. I go to the gym pretty regularly now. I'm going to Ninja Academy, and I've learnt through the coaches there that have quite weak muscles in some parts of my body. One from corporate job working in an office, and two because I injured myself very young, and they were explaining to me that it's kind of like a psychological injury, so I have to train my brain and create more neural pathways. So something that could help me relax those muscles would be yoga, being more mindful of how my body feels, more in touch with that. So I'd really like to get into that. I'm actually doing a meditation after this video. There's a meditation included in module 1, so I'm going to do that before I go to bed. So that's what those ones are. Next I have this little brain that says mental health matters, which of course it does. So this is just a reminder to always prioritize my mental health and make sure that I'm looking after that and never letting that drop on my priority list. So that's what that is. We have a little person walking. I did have a goal at the start of the year to do 10,000 steps. I thought it would be a good way to increase my exercise, but in a way where I didn't really recognize it. I have slipped. Admittedly, I haven't been doing that recently, so I'd like to get back into that. And then when the cooler months come back, as part of this morning routine that I'm hoping to manifest, I live near a very beautiful park, so I'd love to go walking around that before I go to work. Next, we have a little love heart of all this beautiful healthy food. I have probably one of the worst diets that you'll meet, if that's not obvious as my snack choice. It's something that I get really insecure and subconscious about. I have that weird, like almost obsessive thought every time I go to bed. I'm like, I'll be better tomorrow. And I just haven't. I'll have days where I'm good, days where I'm not. So I really want to challenge myself and make sure I eat better. For me, eating better isn't about dieting. It's just more about being more mindful about what I'm putting in my body. So that's what that one is. Next, I have this little quote that says, "I'm doing this for me." So that's pretty self-explanatory. I think that this can go for multiple areas of my life, things like YouTube. At the end of the day, I'm not doing these things for other people, so it shouldn't matter to me if people have negative things to say, or if people critique me, if people think a vision board is weird, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it for myself. So it's what I think will help. We have another little logo that says self-love, baby, self-love. You know, all about that self-love in here. I really need to challenge the way I think. I think maybe my therapist or someone told me, like, think about the way you talk to yourself and like, would you talk to another person like that? So I really encourage you to really be more mindful about how you're talking to yourself and the thoughts you're having about yourself, and if they're positive or negative. So that's what that's about. Next, we have this little scale with work and life. So for me, this is work-life balance. It's a very important thing for me in life. I don't want to be the person that's married to their job. There's nothing against the people that like that kind of outlook in life, but that's just not for me. So it's just a reminder to keep a good work-life balance. We have a little pink smiley face. If people ask me where I want to be in 5 years, I'm not that type of person to have a very detailed answer. For me, it is just about being happy and having peace. So I actually did a print survey through work. If you don't know what a print survey is, it's much more in depth than than a personality test. But it looks at like what your unconscious biases are. So by that I mean, it looks at what your unconscious motivators are. So by that it's like why you choose to do things in life. What is it that motivates you? And mine were to be happy and have meaning in life and to have peace and harmony. So other people's might be that they are risk averse, risk taking, more on the perfectionist side. Some might be academic side, some are more artistic. Really love it. If you want a video where I take you through my print surveys, I'd be open to that because it's really insightful. Tells you what your like shadow behaviors are. So if you aren't looking after yourself, the like bad habits that come out, and then what your good behaviors are. And I found it very, very accurate and insightful. So yeah, happy and peace. So next I have this little 20 self-love affirmations. That's what it looks like. So I'm really trying to challenge the way that I talk to myself. I do have a very negative self-talk. I think people would be pretty surprised by some of the stuff I say to myself. My partner's really good at telling me like, that's so mean, don't say it to yourself. But yeah, so I thought this would be good to look at every day and just read it. So it says things like, I'm one of a kind, I add value to the world, I can make my dream life a reality, which I love that one. I deserve all good things, I cannot be replaced, I am creating the life I can. So just little affirmations like that. So I think that's really good because, you know, people can tell you to stop thinking negative, but if I have something there that's really challenging me and making me read it, I think that'll help. I have a little pink Polaroid. This one though just symbolizes photography and making sure I remain creative. I really like photography. I actually have a photography account, but I'm not very active on it these days. But yeah, photography is a very big hobby of mine, so keeping that. Next we have a girl doing handstands. So I go to handstand classes. I did gymnastics as a child, and as an adult I really like exercises that are more of the like, I guess, gymnastics, acrobatic, ninja, circus kind of style. So I really want to get good at handstands. On a similar path, I have this thing that says Fringe World, which is quite a weird one. It's a new thing that I want in life. So if you don't know what Fringe World is, it's like this, I guess kind of like a festival. So it goes for a few weeks, and you have all these performers, artistic performers, and you can just pay and go to shows. So they have like musicals, dances, cabaret, burlesque, circus, comedy, theatre, dancing, I'm not sure if I said that. Like pretty much anything artistic that you can think of. And a goal of mine, it's not like a short-term goal, I've got like a 5-year end date on this goal, is that I'd really like to be in a fringe show, which I know sounds weird, but as I was saying before, I like circus, things like that, and I've just started exercising and doing that kind of more that tailored exercising, so circus classes. So I'd really like to be in a show. So that's something that I'm aiming for. Next I have this quote, and this quote is, you know, it means quite a lot to me because last year when I went through really rough time, something that I found really helpful was looking at quotes, which might sound weird to people, but for me, like, quotes were a way, it was just something that could speak to me and explain how I felt without me even realizing that's how I felt, if that makes sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is they put words to my feelings. So this quote says, look how much you've already managed to adapt to, look how resilient you've already been. There's no right way to respond to this because it's never ever happened before. Give yourself some credit. There's no one in the whole world who has this figured out yet, so it's absolutely okay if you don't either. And I think that that will be a really nice thing to read on my board, especially on the days that I do struggle. Everyone has days they struggle, so it'll be nice. I have these little things here. There's one that just says read book, hoping to read more books this year. A night routine, I think I've spoke about it in a video just offhand though, but I've found out that I suffer from sleep apnea, so I often don't feel refreshed in the morning. I'll be trialing a CPAP machine in September to see if that'll help, but I think adopting a sleep routine will just help me unwind and get ready for bed so that I can fall asleep. We have one on content creation that goes hand in hand with the YouTube and the Instagram goals. One that just says stretching, which goes in hand with my morning routine, and the yoga one, where I want to make stretching a daily habit, not even 3 times a week, just daily. We have this little symbolic one where there's money going into a jar and it's growing a little tree. So that's just about good money habits, growing my money. I actually listened to a podcast that Georgie Stevenson did recently with a girl. I will overlay the information because I can't remember her name here, so you can look at it if you want. And they talked about money habits and like how you can have a good relationship with money, which is something that I don't think we talk about enough. So it's not about budgeting, it's just about, being aware of what comes in and where your money goes, and ways that you can still live your life, if that makes sense. So do what you want, but you're just mindful. So that's what that is. I have a very blurry one, but it's just a lot of little pictures of inside. To be honest, I just really like interior design. Like I went through a phase where I watched all the Netflix shows on interior design. So I just printed this because I thought it looked nice. We have another quote that says mental health is just as important as physical health. Yes, it is. Just as mental illness is exactly this, just as mental illness and physical illness are both super important. So good to remember. We have a little happy gut because I do have gut problems. I am very sensitive to food, I bloat a lot, so this one goes hand in hand with the nutrition one, hoping that I can get a healthy tummy. YouTube, I think I told you that one before, very self-explanatory, big goal of mine, very big goal to make this channel grow. We have another quote which is, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. So we're hoping this is what this whole video is about, showing you guys what my visions are and putting them out in the world, manifesting the results. And then we've just got a couple left. I've got one that just reminds me that I'm growing, so on the days where I feel stuck in a rut and like I'm not achieving my intent or what I want, that is just a little reminder that I am growing. We have a little meditation girl, and last but not least, we just have this couple in the sunset, and this one is really important to me, and that's just to make sure that my relationship is always healthy and loving, and that we put time in for each other and we never take each other for granted. So yeah, that's all the images that I have for my vision board, and now the fun part begins where I get to make it look aesthetically pleasing and style my board out. Let's get creating. I think I'll probably time lapse you guys whilst I do this. So sit back, grab your cup of tea, cup of wine, whatever you drink, glass of wine I should say, whatever you're drinking, and just chill. We are getting there. I had to cull some stuff down just because I had too much, which I thought would happen, but I've made sure to capture like everything that I wanted to capture. There were a few images that could have been used for like the same thing, if that makes sense. So like the gut health and the eating healthy, I just combined it into one, just to make sure that it fits. So finishing touches wise, I'm just adding a few of the stickers from this sticker book that I've got. because they do have things in here like travel, boss, start today, you are capable of amazing things, love yourself, yes you can, be authentic, which I've added. So yeah, I'm just adding a few little finishing touches, and then I will show you the final piece, which I am really loving. I actually encouraging you to give something like this a go, because you might think that it's silly, but the actual time and the energy that you put into thinking about what you really want, researching the images, sitting down, talking through why you've picked certain things, like, it gives you so much clarity, and it makes you really clear on what you're passionate about, why you want stuff, what you want, how you're gonna do it. Yeah. So, and at the end of the day, remember that you're doing it for you, as one of the quotes on here says. So yeah. So I'm just adding stickers, going crazy, going down with the... Honestly, this sticker book from Officeworks, I really like it, and I like to put the stickers on my notes so that when I'm reading them, I just feel really inspired. I'm not sure if I should like put little stickers on the frame part. What do you think? Maybe? Yeah, why not? I'm gonna put some stickers on the little frame part. So I'll probably time lapse you guys again whilst I put some stickers on, and then we'll be back with the final piece, and I hope that you're so excited because it looks great, honestly. I'm really happy with this, and yeah, I'm having fun. Right, I think I'm done and I'm finally ready for the reveal. I can't tell you how excited I am, honestly. Looking at it, it's beautiful. I feel inspired, I feel motivated. I feel so happy. So I really recommend that you should give this a go, or find your own version of getting clear on what you want, why you want it, what your purpose is, what you want to manifest. Everything like that, because I just feel like I have direction in my life. I know what I want. Maybe I don't know how I'm gonna get there just yet, but knowing what I want is a big step. So I'm super proud of myself. But yes, without further ado, this is what I've created. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but at the top I've just put Brooke's vision board. And then I've put all my images in there. They're just pinned in so I can play around with them as I want. I've put all these little stickers down the sides, and they all say things like be brave, travel, boss lady, breathe, take the risk, be authentic, things like that. But yeah, that's what it looks like. But yeah. So I hope that you guys have really loved this video as much as I did creating this. If you want to see more videos like this, do let me know in the comments below, and if you'd like me to provide you with updates on how my self-development course goes, just let me know. Please don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. It's just @BrookeMcQuaid, because I do provide more updates on how I'm progressing with the course. So if you're interested in self-development, I'd suggest checking me out over there so you can keep a bit more up to date. Yeah, as always guys, please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and as I said before, follow me over on Instagram. I'm just glowing with happiness. I really encourage you guys to do something like this and get really clear on what you want, because I've found it really good. So now I'm going to find the perfect place to put it up so I can look at it every day, be inspired, know what I want. And I think that this will really help, especially on those days where I have no idea and I'm not feeling great. So yeah, bye guys, stay safe wherever you are.